A brief history of the action genre. In the 1920s through 1930s, action was mainly seen in adventure or western films.
I reckon he picked the wrong trail.
Or he could have picked the wrong town.
His big mistake, I think, was getting born.
You want any work? Looking like that? You could try being a scarecrow.
Oh, no, the crows are liable to scare him, maybe.
In the 1940s through 1950s, we were first introduced to Alfred Hitchcock, who showed action in all of his spy adventures, first showing the most action in a film. In the 1960s, this is when the action genre really sparked. James Bond and his movies were introduced as the modern-day action films. These films showed a variety of car chases, fistfights, and also utilized advanced weaponry. In the 1970s, the action genre started to develop a more diverse group of watchers by including martial arts. Examples of these films are your Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris films. In the 1980s, this was known as the action genre, due to all of the famous actors at the time. And in the 1990s, so many action films were successful. In the 2000s, and from this point on, with developing technology and technological advancement with equipment, the audience would have a more enjoyable experience while watching future films from the action genre.
And throughout the history of action films, there were many key people who made this happen. For example, director Sam Peckinpah. He was known for the visually innovative and explicit depiction of action and violence, as well as his approach to the Western genre. And producer Menahem Golan, one of the first to ever to produce one of the first action movies, and produce films with famous icons like Sean Connery, Sylvester Stallone, Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Charles Bronson. And to this day, many historians believe The Great Train Robbery to be the first action movie. It was one of the first movies to use cross-cutting. According to the critics from Anywire.com, many people believe the top movies that are considered the greatest action movies of all time would be Terminator 2, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and The Matrix.
The contributions this genre has made to the art of filmmaking. Since the 1988 film, Die Hard, one of many films that contributed in the creation of action genre. More movies imitated this film and eventually made it so that action can be in any genre or subgenre, such as action adventure, action drama, or action horror. There are plenty of reasons why my group feels that this genre should be included on AFI's top genre list. For instance, there is many angles and shots that is helping students such as ourselves learn. For example, over-the-shoulder shot, which shows conversation between two characters taking place.
Ain't nothing by it. Didn't mean nothing. Just passing the time. If you don't want to accept that, I don't know what else I can do for you.
Bird's eye view, which is giving a whole-sided view of the city.
Well, you bring up a good question. Is the Zodiac a Satanist? Amber from Oakland, what do you think?
I don't really know, but I just know that the code that they printed didn't look very Christian.
Extreme long shot, which is a view from a distance, which makes people look very small, but lets us see the whole setting and the visual effects as well. There is also many other visual effects such as explosions, fires, people flying, etc. It makes viewers excited to see the film. It makes them question what will happen next throughout the film. And lastly, it gives the audience a lot to talk about, and there's a lot of creativity put into action films.
Hello, Paul, it's so nice to meet you. I'm so